Okay, so this will be a quick check for how to make the best black and white with only SPP as your tool. And of course you will end up doing some vignetting with other applications such as aperture. But let's start off by picking one of these. Here we have one that we showed. Oh, I can take this one. He looks so happy. He looks so happy. Okay, let's reset here, reset that, and also here you can see that the colors don't look too good. I used something like this. This is a floodlight thing. It's not a flash, but it's some Halloween very strong thing. It's 1,000 watt. That's a lot, by the way. It becomes really hot. And this is something called incandescent light. So I picked that one. So the colors will look better. Much better. So rule number 1, pick your white balance. Okay, so in case you would like to make this color, then I would probably stop here and just add a little bit of contrast and deal a little bit with the shadow here, maybe bring up a little bit of light and do like that. Alright? But in this case we will make it black and white. So one of the simplest ways to make black and whites is of course to desaturate, like this. And the next step, of course, because we're now in RAW, we can adjust this color wheel here and change the color in the way that sort of mimics color filters when you were back in the black and white days, if you ever did that. So if you drag this color wheel to the blue side, you will have sort of more bluish style of the black and white. Oh, that looks really cool, don't you think? Alright, so here we can just play around with the settings here. And yeah, and this is the bluish style. If you want to make him look very kind and white, you would go to the reddish side. So if you want to do, for example, a bride and a wedding or stuff like that, you would probably want to go to this side, the red, like you would with filters as well. And the green is sort of something in between. Often pretty nice. Okay, so let's take another picture and also try another setting. Let's see here we have, if a picture is kind of overexposed, like this one. You can clearly see it here. You can also see it here in his jacket. It's too bright. The thing is that in the color, some channels have more information than you will see because they will, if they used all the information in all channels like RGB, then the colors in the top part will look wrong. So what they do is they cut some colors off, and the dynamic range will be sort of suppressed a little bit. And then you will see this very bright areas. So if you go over to the monochrome white balance, then you suddenly have all the information available. And you can see here that, oh, now it looks really nice. You have more information and it looks more controlled and more full. So now you have a wider range to play with. You can also see here that the sharpness is tremendous and extremely beautiful. Here, for example, you can see the details are amazing. This is ISO 200 and f3.2, so it's pretty nice. Okay, so that's that. And of course you can deal with the shadows. But you see here, most of the time when I open a picture like this, I don't need to adjust too much. You know, some of you may think that I'm sort of magic or do anything strange, but everything has to do with how you're exposed when you take the picture. I mean, that's the most important. The stuff here is not so... You don't do too much here. I don't know. Skip this one. We have one picture that I took in the store. This one here. Okay. So this is a picture I took when I went into one store in Gothenburg, and it's nothing really, just had fun with the DP2. ISO 400, and all kinds of different lights in the roof, so it's kind of greenish here and a little bit yellowish here, so it's not nice. But if I desaturate now and pick a little bit of the blue side, no, maybe I should do the opposite. And now you can fool around to see where it's sort of making the best. Okay. Not bad. Huh? Okay, see here, beautiful. And the tones in this picture suddenly is like, mwah, that's good. Or if you didn't want to use this saturation here, you might want to sort of save a little bit of that highlight. Then go into monochrome mode. Take everything off. Now you have more information in highlights and more information in the black as well, I think. It feels like that otherwise. Go up here again. Not down that one, I mean shadow. You can see. Yeah, now it's even better. The smooth, very smooth tones. Beautiful. Let's look at this. This was just, trash shot. Just click. Nice. And some also wanted to know how you deal with that vignetting that I often add to my pictures to make them look better. For example, I had this shot here, and in black and white, it will look like. This looks better. Give him sort of a bit more dirty look. Just, play around with the settings. So that's what I do. That's what I do. Yeah. Play around, fool around. Make sure not to cut the highlights in the face. If you cut highlights, let it be in the background, sort of. If some details here, some details there, it's okay to have it cut, overexposed. But not in your main part. They should be like clean. And if it is overexposed, then go to monochrome mode and have some of that saved. Some of that highlight that is broken. Okay, so when you're done with this one, you will go into aperture, right? Okay, here we have him. So this is what I saved in SPP, went into aperture, and in aperture you have this vignetting here. You can adjust to your liking. You can do that in Photoshop, you can do that in GIMP, you can do that in Lightroom, but I really like Aperture's way. It feels really good. And it also brings this nice woof focus into the person inside here. So I think that's the way to do it. And here we have this lady here. Yeah, we should just show her fast. Because when you deal with girls, then you want her skin to look smooth and nice. And yeah, if you go into a color version. Okay. You see her skin now? She looks a little bit dirty overall. You can see the skin looks a bit more dirty. I mean, it looks pretty cool. But I think she would like it better if you made her skin look like this. More like an angel style. Yeah. And this is the picture here. But I added some vignetting to make it more cool. And then I also adjusted the levels so that her face comes out slightly more. So there's no magic really, just a few settings here and there, but most it's vignettes and all the heavy work is done inside Sigma Photo Pro. Alright, so keep it up. Thank you, bye.